In this video, I'm going to be discussing some strategies and tips about helping your child make a smooth transition into prep and into their schooling life. So firstly, social skills are a very important aspect for all children entering school. The most important thing you can do during their preschool years and leading up till they're 5 years old and they start prep is take them to parks, go and interact with other children, let them play and be kids, help them use language to express their needs, take turns, play games with them at home, encourage them to use manners. All of those social etiquette skills, it's very important for children to have as they enter the prep years. Language development is very important. So as they express their needs, encourage them to speak in full sentences. Not yes, no, drink. Encourage them to say, could I please have a drink? Or can you help me with my shoes? Encourage them to express how they're feeling in full sentences as well. So these sorts of things help us at school when they're starting in their early years so that we can actually help understand what their needs are as well. Getting ready for school, this is always a tricky one, and lots of little tips and strategies that we can give you to support you at home as well. So firstly, things like a lunchbox. Practice that leading up to the school year. So in January, while you're on holidays, get your children to pack their own lunchbox, give them a sandwich, help them unwrap that sandwich, encourage them to do it by themselves, help them to open their drink bottle, encourage them to do it by themselves. So it's the modelling that they need, but it's also then encourage them to do those skills by themselves before they actually start prep. Even things like opening a yogurt, opening a muesli bar, those little things can actually help us and help your child not feel as anxious when they start school. Other things like putting on and taking off jumpers. We have a lot of children that parents do it for them because that's what parents do. But in the lead up to school, we encourage you to assist your child, but also then encourage them to do that by themselves. And one of the most important things you can do in a lead up to school is to develop a routine with your child. So even in the mornings, if their school bag is out, their jumper is out, their school clothes are out, their lunchbox is out, and encourage them to actually pack it for themselves. You might have a list that they go through and tick off in the morning so they know what to expect. Get up, have breakfast, get dressed, clean their teeth, pack their bag into the car. So develop those routines just to make a much smoother transition in the mornings, not building that anxiety that children can have as they come to school, and just that smooth transition into their school day. Now, any academic expectations for children? Simple things like knowing colours. So go for a walk. Oh, what colour car is that? How many cars can we see in the car park? Counting the cars together, getting them to name the colours, getting them to identify different things in their environment. Oh, I can see a tree, I can see a car. Oh, there's birds up in the tree. Developing that language. Counting is always a good one. We don't expect children to be able to count to 100, but even if they can count to 10 is a good thing before they start school. Using lots of songs, using lots of rhymes, using lots of games to count, playing games at home with dice where they have to count the dots on a dice or actually just identify how many dots are on a dice. All those little games at home can actually help those children before they start school. We also encourage children to actually count objects. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is all well and good. That's certainly a building block to counting, but then we want them to actually count objects. So if you've got toys at home as they're cleaning up, how many toys? Oh, 1, 2, 3. So just building those strategies as well at home is always good. Now, do they need to know the alphabet? Well, no, they don't, but does it help? Absolutely. So children, even just being able to write their name or writing the first letter of their name is helpful as well. So if we've got Henry here, even if you can write the letter H, oh, what else starts with the letter H? Things that you can see around the house. Their toys, sort of naming those sorts of things as well is always helpful. We do not expect them to be able to write full sentences. That's our job at school to teach them. But knowing colours, being able to count, knowing their alphabet, knowing how to write their name or even just identify their name, these are all strategies that we would hope that children come into school with some of those academic skills before they actually start. That helps us just with some starting point before they continue on in their learning journey.